Hello, you guys. This is Gigi from Invite the Light coming to you with another reading. And this one is on Colin Kaepernick. Some people requested both etherically and hold on. So let me see. Again, I did not mean to fucking do this. Hold on one second. Okay. You guys give me 1 second. These feel overused. Colin Kaepernick, like a sensitive subject for the United States. It's gonna be quiet for a second, you guys. Give me a minute. Okay. Colin Kaepernick. I'm already like in this weird kind of mood. It's weird. I hope this reading won't be stressful. Okay. Okay, well, already it seems like he's overall doing well, like with his monetary stuff and his charities and things like that. And it seems like his immediate circle, like his family and stuff, is really good. But he's really disappointed overall. I'm sure some of you will be very happy to know that. I do feel like there's this energy of having been railroaded. I'm just saying. The cards are not playing. Oh, let me ask. Cards, just for the fucking dumbass, stupid fucking haters out here, please be sure to be objective when you send these in. Send the truth. But I'm just going to put it out there just in case the people are like, oh, you're being this way and you're being that way. Fuck you. Turn the fucking channel. I'm serious, because I'm like feeling like this the next time somebody overlooks like the facts in a video, like the real data in a video, unless somebody could say, here's 0.39 where it seems like you're being this way or whatever. Listen, I stand behind what I do, sidebar. Like, I have no problem with that. But don't come on my channel trying to accuse me of being biased when I said 15, 30 different things nice about the person. And the reading was in their favor. Like, what the fuck? If you have an issue, I'm happy to really discuss. Like, you know, I'm always up for a debate and really constructive, good feedback delivered in a respectful manner. Anyway, I don't have time for this. I'm just saying, like, just because you're a fan of somebody, if you can't take feedback on that person, if you can't take feedback on Nicki Minaj, you know, because of the way she shows up in the cards, if this card shows up for her, which actually it did, well, I can't say anything more than she has some asshole tendencies. Okay, at times, but I also said she's like a good person. I know I'm like going off now. Sorry, guys. I know. Don't be saying I'm fucking biased. Like, if the cards are reading her energy, they're reading her energy. If you cannot deal with that kind of system, then I suggest you go to a sugar-coated video, you know, or don't watch fucking tarot readings anyway because they're going to pick up the energies that people are pushing out into the world. So deal with it. All right. So, okay. Nevertheless, with Kaepernick and stuff like that, I mean, he is really like he's going to keep up and do his thing. He's going to keep up with public, like not public. It doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with his own personal message and who he is. It's very interesting actually. But I think he's really upset that people are really upset, and he's really upset that he feels like, to me, he's been assigned to this thing where he's being disrespectful, whereas hold on. Whereas he feels like he sees people on their knees and stuff needing to be helped, and this is major cracks that hold on. Ugh, I can't get my hand on it. Hold on. What you don't know about this man, if you haven't realized it already, he does not. He will go broke if he needs to. He will not change his principles, and even though he knows that his principles, he feels like his principles have been distorted. Like honestly, he is like, this is. Hold on, I don't want to speak for him. He is stressed. I'm sure some of you will be happy to fucking know that. Nevertheless, I mean, he's carrying on in the world, but I feel like he's trying to strip himself down so people could just see him for more of who he is, and that people could see him not as a threat or whatever. I mean, he's definitely like, I feel like the NFL was definitely kind of grimy to him in his leaving. Whatever's going on, it's kind of grimy. It shows up as that way in the card. So fuck you. That's the way the universe is reading it. I feel like they would not let him back on the field again, but just kind of to sort of save face, they would give him like a front office position. Which, you know what? Maybe you should just take for the time being, Colin. Because people have kind of taken you out of your career because they've decided. I mean, it shows here based on what the cards say here is that your message was being distorted. Here's a kneeling thing right here. And he really meant goodwill by the kneeling thing. Not when he was sitting down, but the kneeling thing, he meant very goodwill. I'm not saying when he was sitting down, he meant he was trying to make, trying to be disrespectful. Whatever. Nevertheless, he's always going to make money in business. I mean, he's having a tough time right now, but I mean, he knows who he is. He knows who he is. But I think the thing that bothers him is he's a people person and or he's for people. Because I think he also gave that $1 million donation to like the military, some military organization or something for veterans or something, if I remember correctly. He's a people person, but I think he's trying to figure out how he can come to solutions without kind of like alienating other people who are not there yet. This is based on the cards. Other people who are not there yet. And it's so hard to get this. Sorry guys. I need time with this. Like a lot of times I'm like I'm rushing. I'm like, okay, don't take too much time. But I need to take time here for real. Because I need to get the right words. Because I don't want to speak for him. Not that I speak for other people. I don't ever do that. But there's some real intertwined stuff here. So I think what he's looking at overall is how can he get his message at the end of the day. His thing is about like unity. He really doesn't like a lot of fighting. He does not like that. He doesn't like lack of unity. He really likes people. He likes connecting with people a lot. He likes community. He likes involvement. But he just can't get over how his intentions have been really distorted. And yes, he feels he's supposed to have a real stance on it, but that he's been like blacklisted and it's already a fucked up situation that he feels he was trying to bring light to. He feels he put himself out there and ended up getting, was just his ass on the line against an institution alone. And, I don't know what these cards are. So, but I mean, he's going to be all right overall. These are some personal internal things, and it's just really disappointing. I think he feels super misunderstood, but if people are clapping and fucking cheering for that, just know you can't be clapping and cheering for a long period of time because he's going to be doing well. Just saying. Oh, okay. I see. So he's good. Like I think he's good because he has investments. He has a good mother. You know, but his offers are kind of they're a little bit shallow, but he's gonna be all right in the end. I mean, this thing in Nike, I feel like it's much more than what I feel like maybe they kind of pulled back a little bit or something. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't want to drill down on it. I feel like he's waiting for some other endorsements to come in, and they're promising, but they're slow, and they're not as much money, but they are promising. So where does his career go from here? It's just kind of fucked up. Yeah, I feel like he's overall he's okay. It is very disappointing for him to not have continued in his original career path and stuff like that. But he's really like, he's on top of his game as far as that's concerned. He's very, very he knows who he is. He's very comfortable to me in his skin. I feel like, literally with the cards here that he's been like crucified, but he feels that way. slaughtered all this stuff. And it was kind of like, how do I get moved over into this war? But it's also very strategically done as well, as opposed to really addressing some of the real issues and problems that are happening. It was kind of like, just he was moved over into this category and a new narrative was made for him, and that's what's upsetting for him. He's like, wait a minute, I love people. This is what this screams of. I love people. I don't have anything against people. I just have something against people being shot in the fucking back and shot with no weapon in their hand and killed and just left there while just bleeding, and nobody's even bending down to say, let me just put some pressure on this so there's no bleed. Just letting people bleed the fuck out and just end up dead like an animal on the side of the road. So he has problems with that. And he's willing to take his fucking lumps. Okay. So I feel like he's this situation, he's got like money or property or something, but what's this? There's a lot of turbulence though. I feel like there's a lot. But then again, I need time to look at this really quickly, you guys. Sorry, I know, but I really need to bring this to you properly. I only need a minute. So go get some tea or something else. And what the fuck is this? Okay. I think that maybe behind the scenes, not only is there some shit going on with the NFL coming down due to this stuff with Colin, this is like he's the catalyst. I'm not sure, but some things are coming down, some institutions are coming down. It's not visible publicly yet. And in addition, some things in the justice system will be coming down indirectly, and the justice system will be coming more efficient. And for instance, they have like that. Well, never mind. People are just being a little bit more aware and go, okay, we don't like the fact this dude is like kneeling or whatever. Well, what the fuck is he talking about? And then they look and they kind of go, oh, well, you know what? I don't feel like kneeling is the answer to this. A lot of people don't feel like there's an answer, but a lot of people, let me talk to you people directly. You don't have the fucking answer. Okay? You don't have the answer. And it's not that I'm taking sides with Colin Kaepernick, but I'm saying you don't have the fucking answer. If you did, that we wouldn't be dealing with this fucking problem. And clearly, if you had the answer, we wouldn't be dealing with at least a president who comes out and who is just like verbally abusive to entirely too many people of too many different backgrounds. We just wouldn't have that, at least. We just wouldn't have that. I'm not making a political statement, but I'm making a decorum statement here. And we can't be fucking selective about, oh my God, this is so disgraceful. He's such a disgrace. She's such a disgrace. And sit here and fucking vote in and tolerate people who have really brought in sludge situations into the White House that we've never even had to deal with before. I mean, dealing with porn stars, hookers, why do we need to be bothered with that? And I'm saying other presidencies have been perfect. By God, no. But I'm just saying, the presidency at the end of the day is something sacred. Okay? So I'm just going to bring it back here to having the problem. Kneeling isn't the solution. Well, what the fuck is the solution? And bring up one quickly. Start talking within your own communities, behind your own closed doors, because there is a problem here. Somebody fucking farted, and it's time to stop acting like, oh my God, there's a stench. Nobody did it, but there's a stench. Somebody fucking did it. Okay. So, I'm not taking a side here, but what I'm personally saying is I'm just tired of people not owning shit that's broken in this society, and let's just fucking work on it. And we don't have to have Colin Kaepernick and kneeling and getting pissed off about it, and I don't have to have that shit on my timeline. Some jobs are going to come in for him. I told you he's going to be fine, but I do think there are some social justice things that are coming down. They're not coming down in a great way, so it means that people aren't fucking getting it. It's like people are trying to stay in the old way. And that's very clear based on the way we tolerate the way our highest politicians in the land communicate. Anger is reserved for a justice, a person who is sitting on the justice, and who is interviewing. He's only being vetted to interview. He is not having a criminal trial. So, okay, somebody came out with an accusation against him. I'm sorry, now I'm going off into a little bit of rant, but I'm going to tie it up in a minute. Your response is to get angry and start yelling and look crazy. We like beer. We like beer. We enjoy beer. It's like, okay, you can't even formulate a sentence. Like, why do I need you in charge of the highest laws in the land and you can't even restrain yourself? Fuck, under a little bit of pressure. And yes, I said a little bit of pressure. Motherfucker, you're only being vetted for a job. This is not a criminal trial. Your life is not on the line. You just go back to being a judge on the federal level. Excuse me, not the federal level. On the, never mind. I can't think of it right now. Appellate? Whatever it was, whatever the fuck he was beforehand. So it's fine. Your life isn't ruined, and I'm not saying it's right if the account was false. But see my reading on Trump and that dude, because what the card showed was not correct by any means whatsoever. This guy. So in any case, what I'm saying is that people are sitting around here with this tower card showing that people are not changing. They're using this man here as an excuse. And it's okay, like, if you feel Kaepernick was wrong for kneeling. Excuse me. It's okay if you feel offended about it. But, I mean, if you're going to feel offended about that, then apply your offense across the board to human rights and respect to each and every citizen in the United States evenly across the board. If you're going to be offended there, you can't have selective fucking morality. And that's the thing that's really fucking annoying. People who have fucking selective morality. All right. So sorry. So look, let me just bring it back. Sorry. There are some things that are going to go down in a hardcore way. And I think that people are going to be getting very upset in this country and becoming very fucking violent because they're used to things being in a certain way. It's really unfortunate. I don't know. I don't want to just fucking read it anymore. Sorry. We wouldn't even have to just deal with this bullshit. Like, if just something is wrong or whatever, just allow people to fix it. Don't sit there and just fucking make this big deal over this man. I mean, he could just be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He could just be an asshole. Every single race has an asshole. I'm not saying he's an asshole, but I'm saying in your mind, because I don't want people saying, oh, you're so biased. My rant is not about him. My rant is about personal accountability and having selective fucking morality in this country. But to say, okay, if I'm saying this is wrong, then we need to fix this as well because this is wrong too. And so is this, and so is the behavior, childish behavior out of the White House, and so is this, and so is that. You can't run around and just label certain people disgraceful. And then cheer on other fucking people and keep voting them and never even saying, like, look, you need to tone it down. We have children who are watching. Okay? And of course, I curse, I drop F-bombs here and stuff like that. But I'm not in front of the cameras doing stuff for children, leading our nation, you know? So whatever. All right. So that basically is it, but it's not. Let me see what we all need to surrender as a human race and as the United States of America. Surrender to trust. Definitely know it's okay for other people to be able to have the right to fucking walk around breathing and not get shot in their fucking head while having nothing, or even while having an attitude, or even being an asshole. Surrender your addictions. There definitely is one, not only with one side, but as well, like sometimes I've seen CNN with certain things like be a little bit out of line. You know, Fox, I'm not even gonna get on them. I can't even deal with either one of those outlets, really. I mean, there's just so much lack of maturity in this country on on all sides, people. On all sides. So, it's ridiculous. The addiction to feel as well, I think that you are always paying for other people, and then at the same time not wanting to invest in education properly, just properly, not even like overhandedly, but just properly. Educating people creates taxpayers. Educating people creates people who are financially sound, who have the means and the personal wherewithal to become financially sound. Know what that means when people become financially sound? They can get a job. And if you're looking to hire people based on their merit alone, then people should be getting hired. And they should not have to worry about not getting hired while still experienced based on certain things. Okay? And when you hire people and people work, you can actually forget your wallet in Starbucks without it being fucking stolen. Okay? So when you look at it that way, you can allow your daughter and son to travel across the country without worrying about them being freaking carjacked, or whatever it is. Or Ponzi schemed on the other end. So when you are investing in that, you're investing in so much more. And when you're not feeling afraid that, oh my God, I'm going to lose control. Oh my God, my neighborhood is going to start looking like this. And then other people are going to be able to have a story other than me on the television that isn't one that is a crime-filled story. Oh my God, and I only want to see this in a magazine, and I only need to see this in a catalog. Like, get over your fucking self. You're not the only one in the world. And there are people here who really have things to offer. They're going to be so amazing and enjoyable. Like, just get real in the world, So surrender defensiveness, definitely. I didn't see that card until now. Surrender stubbornness. I mean, it's all that effortlessness. It's just effortlessness. Effortlessness is allowing people to stand in their own personal power from a child. And this goes from other people who have been conditioned to beat down their own children unconsciously, to underperform from times when there were laws of how dare you think you're better than anybody else. Let's lynch you. How dare you think that you can formulate words with a proper pronunciation? Who the hell do you think you are? You think you're really smart? People don't have to raise their kids like that, and they really have to dig hard and deep to break through those psychological barriers. So telling your kid to stop asking questions when they're young, that shit is dead. Okay? Stop asking questions. No. Let children ask questions and surrender to wonder and awe. All right. Final one is surrender to setting limits. And how I read this can be read both ways, but how I read this is stop putting limitations on people. Stop, limiting the society by constantly allowing people to underperform or function in a system that funnels people into underperformance and then funnels them into jails and bad situations. And I am not saying at the same time, there's also this thing about personal choice. Hey, look, if you get upset about people being racially using racial insensitive words and stuff like that, you don't fucking use those same words yourself. Like, it's okay. Don't claim that you're claiming power over the word and changing the word. I get that you're scared to be called that, because so many people do get called that, and so many people can attest to having been called that at least a couple times in their existence on this earth. So I get it. But at the same time, it's time to fucking grow up too. You can't run around constantly getting fucking offended for people and getting constantly offended when you choose to play the role of the scorned child, the redheaded stepchild. Sorry, I don't mean any offense to redhead people. Just using that. So again, surrendering the addiction, surrendering the defensiveness, surrendering the stubbornness. There's stubbornness on both sides, on all sides, people, on all sides. All right, so that's it. This Colin Kaepernick reading got crazy, but it is what it is. And at the end of the day, we live in a very great country. Having traveled the world myself, although I will tell you, we think we're the best country in the world, but people, even in countries that are poorer than ours, are living way fucking better than us. As far as quality of life and mental health and things like that, and joy. And even technology. I mean, I've been in countries where, the internet speed beats out the fucking internet speed in this country, period, in multiple states. Beats it out, puts it to shame. So it's time we also get our head out of our own fucking asses and stop thinking the rest of the world is living below us, because, honey, they are not, and they are living better than us, okay? So get over yourself. All right, so I am going to go on to my next video. Let me see what time it is. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for coming in the room, whoever was listening to this. It was really a lot. And for those of you who found yourself not agreeing with me as well, remember, it's okay. This is a beautiful thing this country was brought up on, is this level of freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and freedom of discussion, even though the freedom of discussion is not really so much like in the First Amendment, but it really promotes that. And it's okay, it's okay to be having a differing opinion. In fact, I have been around and in communities where in the last couple of years where everyone is voting for a person that I have problems with that person's decorum. But people are amazing. People really feel strongly about this person, but people are amazing. If you have a problem with your car, people are there to fucking help you. If, people hold the door for you, they step in front of you by mistake, they say they're sorry. Don't get me wrong, there are assholes in this world, and I'm sure we've all had our day of being assholes at least once. I think it's like a little unconscious duty to at least once in your life be an asshole. But we need to remember in this country that we are people first. And at the end of the day, we still function in this society, still holding doors for each other, still saying excuse me and thank you, still allowing the car to go out in front of you because it's going to be waiting there for another 15 minutes, still knowing that we are functioning people and we are greater than all this fucking racial, sexual, gender, transgender, all of this shit. And I'm not trying to be in a kumbaya shit. I'm like speaking like really, really authentic, straightforward here. We are much more than that. And that's the beauty in our country. We are so diverse. We have diverse opinions. And given that there's so many strictly different histories, we are bound to disagree on some things, but everyone has to begin to change and constantly reset themselves to the level of human rights every day. And that includes people constantly not playing the fucking victim either. Like, you're used to being and having to ask for hundreds of years for permission to do stuff, permission to vote, permission to walk through the front door, permission to drink out of a fucking water fountain, permission. So it's no fucking wonder why people feel like they always got to ask for fucking permission or beg or march or whatever, as opposed to taking real steps for real change. So there are mental and psychological changes that need to happen on both sides. And, on other sides, it's surrender the stubbornness and the bullshit. And, and there are amazing people who have managed to overcome that as well. And people speak out on it every day, other than choosing to be in a separate category, choosing to step out of that, which would be so much easier to be in the other category, but not for long, because things are really coming down. I saw that in the cards. So people, get your shit together. Honestly, nobody can take what's yours. You thrive in any environment, but the time is coming now. The universe has had tired of this shit, and I saw it in the cards a few times. Not only in this one, but in another reading I just did with Stacey Abrams. The universe is like, this shit of holding people back out of their best in one form or another, or even just by chiding people, even being with your friend and going, oh, really? You're going to talk to her? Like, even this shit down to that level, you're going to be held accountable for that stuff. It's coming. Like, watch that shit. Chiding people and shaming people not to speak and not to extend proper courtesies to other people, everyday courtesies and stuff like that. Not saying thank you to people, being a cashier and only speaking to certain people, telling certain people to have a nice day, telling certain people thank you when everybody's paying the same green money and the same exact price for everything. That shit is not going to fly anymore, I'm telling you. But if you don't believe me, just wait around and find out. All right. So that is it. God bless the United States, and I shall talk to you soon.